Breaking news! A new episode of Let's Be Frank starting now! Hello all! The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have been around since 1983, way back when they were just a Daredevil parody. But since then, there have been many different TV shows and movies based on them, and they're a complete hit pretty much every single time. Today, I wanted to talk about the Lego sets that are based on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, specifically the series that came out in 2012 on Nickelodeon. Now that's the only Lego set featuring the Ninja Turtles, to my knowledge, except for just a small handful that came out based on the live-action movies. Now there's not many of those, but I want to talk about both of them today, the 2012 show and the movie Legos. We have a decent amount of sets to explore, so let's go ahead and start talking about them. First up, we have Krang Lab Escape. This is a very cute set, and I love how they made the turtles themselves. Michelangelo here looks so good. He looks so psyched. He's so happy to be there. The shelf is on his back perfectly. The foot soldier looks good, looks fine, minifigure. And Krang, I think Krang is fine. I don't think he's like the latest innovation of Lego or anything, but he's fine. He's a good mold. The little crawler itself, the mech that Krang is piloting, it's fine. It's meant to be a smaller set, something that's not going to break the bank, so it's fine. It gets the job done. I'd say this set's pretty good. Would I buy it myself? There's probably better ones, but it's a fine set. And you could buy this back in the day for $12.99. Next up on the list, we have Shredder's Dragon Bike. Now, I didn't expect the big guy to show up so soon. Normally, they save the big bad towards the end with the bigger sets, but man, he looks good. His minifigure is fantastic. The helmet, the shoulder, the like bladey shoulder pads, the Shredder claws themselves. I think he looks great. This is a great representation of Shredder. And then you have Donatello over here. Again, I think the Ninja Turtle figures look great. I'm not so sure about what he's riding on, though. Just full transparency, guys, I've never actually watched the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like 2013 Nickelodeon show. I don't know if this is like a reference to like a high-powered skateboard they built and rode around or something. All I know is I am not a fan of how it looks here. I get maybe it's supposed to resemble something they put together using scraps, but I just can't get behind it. The bike itself, though, Shredder's bike, it looks great. I love the giant wheel in the back. The flaming exhausts look fantastic. All these sharp edges to it. It's great. I like it a lot. I think this is a pretty good bike set. And you could buy this back in 2012 for $25. You know, that seems about right. Legos have always been expensive. I don't know if I'd spend that much on this set, but it looks pretty good for what it is. Next up is Stealth Shell in Pursuit. Not gonna lie, guys, I'm not the biggest fan of this one. So, like I said last time, with Donatello's little skateboard dealie, they live in sewers, alright? I get it. They don't have access to a lot of the finer things in villain hunting, but in Lego form, I just don't think a lot of these quote-unquote, like, trash vehicles look very good, even if they're a little accurate. Now, the minifigures, I think, is where these sets really shine, because Fish Face here looks fantastic. What a cool, unique mold. I love him. And I've started looking up the actual characters from the series to see how well they're translated into Lego. And honestly, as far as a fish with bionic legs goes, I think they absolutely nailed his look in this set. It's the vehicles that I'm not exactly vibing with. The car thing Raphael is driving, I don't hate it, but even if I was a, TMNT fan, I just don't think this is very interesting visually. I'm sure maybe it's a cool reference, and Fish Face's little speedboat, you know how many speedboats have been made to look almost exactly like this? I don't know, guys. This just doesn't seem to be it for me. It's not really doing it. You could get this set for $20. But for me, I would probably skip it entirely. Oh baby, now we're on to Turtle Lair Attack. You guys know I love a base. Any sort of physical set, ooh, chef's kiss, it makes me happy. And this one's pretty nice. I do like it. The fact that there's a tree here is kind of odd. Maybe it's supposed to be like a fake tree that they built in the sewer themselves or something. But so this is cute. This is fun. I like it. We'll talk details in a second here. But the villain besides the foot soldier in this set is a character they call just Dark Ninja. That's the name I'm seeing on the box. And when I try and Google his character, nothing comes up. So this could be a unique character to this Lego set. Maybe he did appear in the show and I'm just not searching the right things to find him. So I can't really compare his minifigure to the actual, how he looked in the show, but he's fine. He's pretty standard. He looks like a ninja all right. Splinter's minifigure, on the other hand, he looks really good. I like Splinter's minifigure. Any unique head mold, it always makes me happy. And this is the first we're seeing of old Leonardo. It's weird. He didn't get like his own little mini set before this was introduced. But anyway, regardless, this layer here, it's pretty good. You got the pizza oven, love that. All the little details are I think these are bottles of spray paint, and you have what look like little landing pads and everything, a dummy to practice fighting with, a skateboard ramp up here. It's all cute. It's fantastic. And it could be yours back in 2012 for $50. Seems about right. Oh, this is what I've been waiting for. We have the Shellraiser Street Chase. I've been hoping to see this big battle bus that the TMNT always seem to have in any iteration they find themselves in. And this is pretty good. I like it. I like the muted greens and the yellows and everything, and that spray painted purple door or window cover or whatever. It looks good. I think it's a really fun set. You can take the whole roof off to see inside, like with a lot of other Lego sets like this. All right, now minifigures. We're getting Leonardo and Michelangelo back again. We have a foot soldier with a golden sword this time. Love seeing the golden sword. I like that a lot. There's a Krang android type of deal. And then there's Dog Pound. Dog Pound is hilarious. He's got a big arm and a very small arm. His big arm seems to be akin to the big rock monsters. It kind of looks like that from the Power Miner sets. Honestly, the bus is cool, but Dog Pound is so worth buying this entire set. And I say that, but the second I look at the price, this is a $60 set, you guys. Unbelievable that this costs more than the layer. But you know what? Dog Pound may just be worth it. This is a fun set. Moving on, we've got Baxter Robot Rampage. Alright, Baxter Stockman seems to have himself a giant mech, and you know what? It looks pretty good. Now, it looks pretty different than how it looks in the TV show itself, but it's hard to transfer things over to Lego sometimes. You know me, I love a good mech, and I think this gets the job done. I love the little detail in the stomach of the mech, where it almost looks like it's got a motherboard or something in there. It's fun. It's a good mech suit. Not the best I've seen, but it's pretty good. I'm just, it's the other little mini vehicles that I just am never a big fan of. Mini vehicles just do not excite me like a lot of other sets do. And hey, I will mention, this is the first time we've seen April O'Neil in any of these sets, so that's really cool. I know a lot of people like her. And then you got little Mouser down here. I have no frame of reference for what Mouser is. But he's a villain, it would seem. He's in the evil wiki, so he seems to be a bad dude, and his Lego is super cute. I think this is great. Good set. And I honestly think it is worth the $39.99 price tag that is attached to it. Next up is Karai Bike Escape. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Karai. Karai? That's my best guess. I don't know. The description says Karai has grabbed one of the lost mutagen canisters and is trying to escape on her super cool motorbike. That is not the feeling I get when I look at that thing. Listen, compared to the other motorcycles you see with other sets, yeah, it's got a lot more going on. The black and red, great color scheme. I mean, it's got a lot going on. Is it anywhere near as cool as Shredder's giant dragon bike? Not even close. This is a fine motorcycle. It looks fine. The little street corner, I'm bored. I'm sorry, guys. I'm bored. This set bores me. This ain't my favorite set. I'm not a fan. $12.99 is what you would pay to get a motorbike and a street sign. Okay, y'all. Next up, we have Mutation Chamber Unleashed. You know what? It's a cool little set. You have the lab and everything. And then there's Spider Bites. I think that's his name. Y'all, what is going on here? I don't think I have ever seen a Lego, can you even call this guy a minifigure, quite like this. Hey, to Lego's credit, they did a fantastic job translating him from the show to Lego. Looks fantastic. This is exactly what Spider Bites should look like. It's a fun set. I honestly, as far as like areas go, you know, building the lab and everything, the backdrop, it's fine. I feel like there's not enough going on. Like when you had the Turtles layer, like there was detail everywhere. It was fantastic. The electricity spewing out of the top is a nice touch, but I feel like it could use a little more. Although for $25, the original price of this set, I think it's probably worth it. Up next is T-Rocket Sky Strike. That is Rocket spelled R-A-W-K-E-T. Never heard it spelled like that before, but you know what? The TMNT are just built different. Speaking of built different, this is such a crazy, unique vehicle. I have never seen anything like this before. It's got the hood of a car. There's like a street sign on the fin. All the fins and wings seem to be former street signs. It's cool, all right. That previous shell car thing, it wasn't doing it for me. Made out of trash, you know. This is doing it for me. This is fun. It's cool. I like it a lot. I think this is a fantastic set. The little hovercraft up here with the Krang bot in it, it's fun. I like it. It's cute. I like how round it is. And then you have poor, Dr. O'Neill, April's father. He's been turned into, what do they call him? The O'Neill bat or whatever? Kirby bat? Holy crap. We just talked about the Spider Bites. We thought he was a fate worse than death. This is one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life. Now, it's purposefully super ugly, but looking at how he's portrayed in the show, I would rather just be dead. That is horrifying. But yeah, I really, really enjoy this rocket, and it could all be yours for $34.99. Moving on, we have Turtle Sub Undersea Chase. Guys, it's cute. This is adorable. This little turtle-shaped submarine is perfect. I think this is probably the best ocean traversing machine I have ever seen. Because, I'm not a big fan of a lot of Lego boats. I feel like they're pretty underwhelming. The Leatherhead minifigure turned out fantastic. I am in love with this thing, man. It is perfect. You got the two Krang minifigures too. They're just minifigures. They're fine. They're cool. And if you want to add this adorable submarine to your collection, it would have cost you $60. Totally worth it in my mind. Alright y'all, we have already arrived at the end of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sets, but don't remember, there's still more sets to look at after this. But for now, let's talk about Shredder's Lair Rescue. This is great. I love it. I think this little throne room is so good. The grays and the purples play off each other so perfectly. Again, you got Shredder back. There's only the second set he appears in, which is a little surprising, but you know what? I'm fine with that, because whenever he shows up, it's always a banger. I even like Raphael's little ship thing barreling in. It's got some nice colors to it. It's fine. You got this Robo Foot Soldier that's got like 2 sets of arms. That's a fun little detail. But what's super cool about this set is that this whole throne can transform into an escape pod. Now, in its escape pod form, I don't think it's as cool, but it's just the fact that it can transform at all that's really neat. I think being able to transform a set like this is really, really cool. Being able to build 2 completely different things from the same pieces in the same box with the same set takes a lot of foresight from those Lego engineers, and I just think it's really cool. This one turned out fantastic. The layer especially is what I really like about it. And it could be yours for $50. I think that is extremely reasonable. Well, everybody, we are now done talking about the Nickelodeon show, and we're now moving on to the live-action movie sets. And first up on our list, we've got Turtle Van Takedown. This is also a pretty good representation of the van. I can't really say for certain which one I like better, but truthfully, I think they're both good. The other one from the Nickelodeon show is probably my favorite just because it's got more color to it. This is just kind of the same like camo green. The Foot Soldier, gotta say, I get they're based off the live action version, but they just don't do it. They just don't do it like the other Foot Soldiers, man. They just look like generic bad guys. They don't look interesting at all. The other Foot Soldiers, 10 out of 10. These guys, 4 out of 10. And who can forget our favorite live action movie TMNT character, Vernon Fenwick. Vernon Fenwick, everybody. April O'Neil's coworker, yes. Now, let's talk about what you've all been waiting for. The minifigures of the turtles themselves. They're fine. I don't like the fact that they have these big noses on them. It is incredibly distracting. Michelangelo's head, he looks like he's got the head of a balding man or a fully bald man. It's fine. The minifigures are fine. The bus itself, the van rather, it looks good. I like it. This set could have been yours for $39.99. Next up is Big Rig Snow Getaway. Oh, this is a pretty good truck. We have seen this design of truck many times before. For example, I have this Lego police set that has a very similar truck. But it's still cool. I like the main section of the truck where the driver would sit, the cab, I guess. That's a pretty unique look. April's minifigure looks great, and Karai is back. Wow, look at that. Plus, that truck that Karai is in, super cool. I don't think I've seen a Lego truck that does this. It opens up so perfectly in the back to reveal this giant gun that Karai can fire. It's great. It's great. I really like it. Like I said, the truck itself is fine. I see no issue with it. Everything looks great, though, overall. I genuinely, despite how it may have sounded, I don't hate this set. I do hate that price tag, though. $69.99. This here is a $70 set. Quite steep. Alright, everybody, this is it. This is the final set of the video. Turtle Lair Invasion. I love ending on a lair. And this one is so good. Like the other Ninja Turtle lair was good. I liked it a lot. It was fantastic, actually. This, though, Oh, this is so good. It's so big. There's 3 main like little aspects, like walls to it. You have this giant safe looking thing up top. You got this the cute little slide kind of comes down, this big sewer gate. It's great. I think this is a wonderful set. This is great. I really don't have too much to say about it specifically. I could just see myself really enjoying this set as a kid. You know, like a backdrop to all my games I'd play with my Legos. This was a great set. I wish I had more to say about it. Naturally, this set is $100. You know, a lot of these layer, or as I like to call them, backdrop type sets are. And you know what? It's worth it. I would pay $100 for this and be very, very happy with it. Well, that'll do it, guys. That is all the Lego Ninja Turtle sets that have been made. And you know what? Pretty mixed bag, if I'm being honest. Truthfully, I expected to really enjoy these sets. I've never been the biggest fan of the Ninja Turtles in the past, but they've always seemed very interesting. Like there's a lot going on. But unfortunately, these sets ended up being pretty hit or miss. I liked the concept of building a lot of their vehicles and whatnot out of trash, but if they were small and there wasn't a lot going on, it just really didn't appeal to me much. The layers, though, oh, the layers. Those were the best part by far. Do you like these sets, though? Have you collected any of these before? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, why don't you give it a like and subscribe if you have not already. Follow my Instagram and Facebook, Let's Be Frank 2020. And with all that being said, thank you once again so very much for watching. And until next time.